Good day everyone. In this video, we're going to discuss about inclination and slope of a line. Angle of inclination of a line, or simply inclination, is the smallest positive angle beta from the positive x-axis to the line. So as you can see in this figure, we have 2 points that makes a line, and the coordinates of p sub 1 is x sub 1 and y sub 1, while p sub 2 has coordinates x sub 2 and y sub 2. And as you can see, here is the smallest positive angle beta or beta, in which it is formed by the line from the positive x-axis. Now let's proceed to the slope of a line. The slope of a line is defined as the ratio of the vertical change, which is usually called as rise, and to the horizontal change, usually known as the run, between any two distinct points on a line. It is also defined as the tangent of the angle of inclination. It is usually denoted by a small letter m. So here is the illustration for our slope. So as you can see, we have here a line, and in which we do have x sub 2, y sub 2, and x sub 1, y sub 1 as our points or coordinates of the points. So with that, we may have the run. Run here is the horizontal change. That's why it is the change in x. So in here, we could use the distance formula x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And for the other one, which is the vertical change, we have the change in y. That's why we have y sub 2 minus 1 as our formula. So therefore, for a slope of a line, we have the formula m is equal to rise over run, which is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, wherein m is our slope and our coordinates for the first point in the line is x sub 1, y sub 1, while for the second point we do have x sub 2 minus, or x sub 2 and y sub 2 rather. So let's proceed to the examples that we have. For our example 1, we have to determine the slope of the line passing through A, negative 8 and negative 2, and B, 3 and 5. So here we do have the graph, and as you can see, we have here point B and point A. Let us have A as our x sub 1. This is x sub 1, and this is our y sub 1. This would be our x sub 2, and this is our y sub 2. So here, let us use the formula m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So with that, we're just going to substitute our coordinates. So we have y sub 2 is 5 minus negative 2 over 3 minus negative 8. So with this, we will have m is equal to 5. Negative times negative is positive, so that would be plus 2, and 3 plus 8. Therefore, the slope is 5 plus 2 is 7, and 3 plus 8 is 11. So we have m is equal to 7 over 11. And as you can see, the value of m is positive. So if the value of m is positive, as you can see in our figure here, the line slants to the right. We can say that if the slope is positive, then the line slants to the right. Okay, so we have now our first conclusion. Now let us have the second example. For the second example, we are asked to determine the slope of the line passing through C, negative 1, 4, and D, 7, and negative 6. So, we have here the line, and as you can see, the line slants to the left. So, let us compute for its slope. M is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So this would be our x sub 1, y1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So for y sub 2, we have negative 6 minus 4, and then 7 minus negative 1. So here we'll have m is equal to negative 6 minus 4, that is negative 10, over 7 minus negative 1. Negative times negative is positive, so we have 8. 7 minus negative 1 is 8. So negative 10 over 8 is negative 5 over 4. Class, in this case, this is subtraction. And in subtraction, we're going to change the sign of the subtrahend and proceed to addition. So this would be positive and proceed to addition. So yan. So, we have here negative 5 over 4. So therefore, the sign is negative. If m is negative, then the line slants to the left. Okay. Now let us have the next example. Determine the slope of the line passing through E, 2, and 3, and F, 2, negative 3. As you can see, the line being formed is a vertical line. So let us now determine the slope of a vertical line. M is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. This is our x sub 1, y1, and then x sub 2 minus y sub 2, or x sub 2 y2. So this is equal to y sub 2 is negative 3 and then minus 3 over 2 minus 2, which is equal to negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6 over 0. So m is undefined. M is undefined. Now, we can conclude that if M is undefined, then the line is vertical. Yeah. Okay. Now let's proceed to the next example. Determine the slope of the line passing through negative 3, negative 4, and 3, negative 4. So with this, we will have m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So with this is our x sub 1, y1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So we'll have, by the way class, as you can see, the line being formed is a horizontal line. Let us now compute for the slope. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 is negative 4 minus negative 4 over 3 minus negative 3. So as what I have said a while ago, for subtraction, change the sign of the subtrahend and proceed to addition. Change the sign of the subtrahend and proceed to addition. Okay, so we'll have negative 4 plus positive 4. That would be 0. And then 3 plus positive 3 will have 6. And 0 divided by 6 is 0. So now we could conclude that if m is equal to 0, then the line is horizontal. So that's all for the inclination and slope of a line.